In today's video, we have the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra versus the brand new Galaxy S26 Plus. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there with the Galaxy S26 Ultra on the left side and the S26 Plus on the right side. In this video, we're going to be going over some of the key specifications and of course my experience with both these devices and essentially telling you which one is the better deal at the end of this video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this. First and foremost, we're going to start off with the build of these devices. Obviously, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is going to be a little bit bigger at 6.9 inches compared to 6.7 inches we see on the Galaxy S26 Plus. Now, as far as the build of both these devices, they are going to be made out of the same materials. So, of course, we have that Armor Aluminum 2 frame on both these devices for the chassis. Feels very premium. Of course, it's going to feel like a very luxurious device in general. It should. It's an $1,100 and $1,300 device, so that should be the way that it feels. On the back of these devices, we're going to have Gorilla Glass Victus 2, and on the front of these devices, we're going to have Gorilla Glass Victus 2. So we have the same build on both these devices. Obviously, the S26 Ultra is going to be heavier at 214 grams or 7.6 ounces compared to the S26 Plus that is going to be 190 grams or 6.7 ounces. As far as like how they feel in hand, they don't feel crazy heavy. Obviously, the S26 Ultra is going to be less comfortable for people who have smaller hands. So if you're not looking for a bigger phone overall, maybe go in a different route and don't pick up the S26 Ultra because it's huge. It's really, really big. If you guys are fans of the phablets though, this is a really, really nice device overall. Getting into, of course, the certifications on both these devices, both actually do have an IP68 dust and water resistance. They are immersible up to 1.5 meters for about 30 minutes, so beautiful to see that on here. They do feature nano SIM and eSIM on both these devices as well. As far as accessories, the Galaxy S26 Plus does not offer anything, but when we get into the S26 Ultra, I guess this is another buying reason. We actually do have a stylus at the bottom corner or bottom left corner tucked away, which is great to see on there. Love to see that in there. The one thing I don't like about this device is it isn't Bluetooth compatible, which kind of sucks. Next up, getting into the displays of both these devices. Both displays are actually going to have a dynamic LTPO AMOLED 2X display, 120 Hz refresh rate, HDR10 plus, and of course, we're going to have 2600 nits peak brightness. So these are going to be easily readable displays in the direct sunlight, which is great getting ready for summer out there. Now, as far as the display sizes, of course, the S26 Ultra is going to be a 6.9 inch display, and the S26 Plus is going to be a 6.7 inch display. Both devices are also going to have a 90.7% screen to body ratio, which is a very, very excellent screen to body ratio. I have no gripes whatsoever about these displays. They look absolutely beautiful. Resolution is going to be the same at 1440 by 3120. However, the PPI or the pixel density is going to be much better on the S26 Plus, and that is mostly going to be due to it being a smaller phone. So on the S26 Plus, we're going to have 516 pixels per inch compared to about 500 pixels per inch on the S26 Ultra. So obviously, right off the bat, not too many differences between both these displays. However, the S26 Ultra features a brand new technology in it, and obviously a lot of you know about this, but we do have the privacy display on this. So inside of here, if we go to our drop down bar menu, we can go ahead and click on privacy display. Go ahead and turn this on. When we turn our display to the side, or if someone's looking from the side, they can't actually see anything. So this is a brand new technology. We can actually utilize this for certain notifications on this phone or certain applications. And obviously, you're not going to get that on the S26 Plus. So far, we have the S Pen, or we have the stylus in the S26 Ultra, and we also have that brand new technology. So those are the two differences so far between these devices. Next up, we're going to have Android 16 operating system on both these devices. We're going to have UI 8.5, which is honestly really, really solid. I am absolutely loving it so far. Very great stuff from Samsung. Both devices are going to have the same chipset as well, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 coming up from the original Snapdragon 8 Elite. And both devices are going to have 7 years of operating system updates, which is beautiful to see. Now, as far as the storage variants on both these devices, this is the next difference we're going to see. Obviously, we have our base model on both these devices, which is going to be 256 gigabytes of internal storage and 12 gigabytes of RAM. We can also up that on both these devices for a little extra money, all the way up to 512 gigabytes of internal storage and 12 gigabytes of RAM again. However, the S26 Ultra does offer a 1 terabyte of storage variant, which not only gives you 1 terabyte of storage, but it takes you from 12 gigabytes of RAM all the way up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. Now, that is only on the Ultra. The S26 Plus does not offer that, so if you're looking for something like a bionic phone or something crazy, the S26 Ultra 1 terabyte, of course, is going to be the biggest power user phone out there if money really is not the object. So if you're looking for something crazy storage, crazy RAM, great processor, the S26 Ultra has you covered with the 1 terabyte model. Obviously, we can expand the memory on both these devices, so that kind of sucks. Both of those are for nano SIMs at the bottom of these devices. Kind of sucks right there. The next big differences, however, are going to be in the camera. And we'll talk about that right now. Now, obviously, on the Galaxy S26 Plus, we have a triple camera setup. Our main camera is going to be a 50 megapixel wide angle camera with OIS. Our secondary camera is going to be 10 megapixel telephoto lens with 3 times optical zoom. And of course, our third camera is going to be a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera with super steady video on here. Now, all of these do actually include Horizon Lock, the S26 Ultra, S26 Plus, and the other S26, so you're not going to be left behind on that front, but this is essentially the same camera that we saw in last year's S25 Plus, other than some artificial intelligence enhancements and improvements via software. So there's no new sensor inside of the Galaxy S26 Plus, which kind of sucks. Now, going over to the S26 Ultra, as you guys can see, there's a big difference right here. We have 4 camera lenses instead of 3. For our main camera lens, we're going to have a 200 megapixel wide angle lens, and that's going to be multi-directional. Our secondary is going to be a 10 megapixel telephoto with 3 times zoom. Our third is going to be a 50 megapixel telephoto lens with 5 times optical zoom. And our fourth is going to be a 50 megapixel ultra wide lens with, of course, that super steady video on here. So obviously, this is going to be a much more capable camera than the S26 Plus. Now, do you need the S26 Ultra's camera? At the end of the day, no, the S26 Plus is going to really, honestly, take care of 99% of users' wants and needs when it comes to photography. But of course, if you want that 5 times zoom, you want a better camera experience, you want the best quality photo and video, the S26 Ultra is going to do a lot more for you when it comes to photography and stuff like that. But the majority of people out there are not even going to notice all that much. But if you do want the better camera, obviously the S26 Ultra is going to be the better phone. Now, both these devices do have 8K up to 30 frames per second. They also have 4K up to 60 frames per second when it comes to our video. As far as our front-facing cameras, both these devices are going to have a 12 megapixel wide-angle camera, HDR compatible. Of course, we can shoot up to 4K at 60 FPS on these front-facing cameras as well. Both are going to have Samsung DeX, wired and wireless. So if you guys are traveling and you need it for work, you guys can basically turn your phone into a laptop. And the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 Elite really does offer some good power. So if you need to use this for work or something like that, you can kind of turn this phone into a laptop, and it's going to be quite capable with video editing and maybe some light tasks like that. Now, getting into the batteries on both these devices, this is where some big stuff is going to come into play. Now, obviously, the S26 Ultra is going to have a 5,000 milliamp battery, and the S26 Plus is going to have a 4,900 milliamp battery. So this is going to have 100 less milliamps. Not too much of a difference right there. However, when we get into the wired charging rates on both these devices, the S26 Plus is going to have 45 watt wired charge, and the S26 Ultra is going to have 60. So we get 15 more watts on the S26 Ultra than we do on the S26 Plus. So that's a big improvement right there. And we are going to have power delivery 3.0 on both these devices. With the S26 Ultra, we're going to get to about 75% in 30 minutes. And on the S26 Plus, we're going to get to about 69% in 30 minutes. As far as our wireless charging, we got 25 watt wireless charging on the S26 Ultra, and we have 20 watt wireless charging on the S26 Plus. Both devices also offer a 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging. Now, if you're asking me which device is the better deal, I'm going to be honest here. For $200 more, you get a better battery, you get a better charging capacity, you get a much better camera and much more capable camera in here if you actually need it. If you're a photographer or videographer out there, this is going to be good for those raw photo takers out there. We're obviously going to have the inclusion of stylus on here, and we're going to have some brand new privacy display technology in here. So for $200 extra more, if you're already spending $1,100 on the S26 Plus, I would pay the extra $200 and just get the S26 Ultra, unless you don't want something bigger than the S26 Plus. If you can't handle the size of the S26 Ultra, it's obvious to say that you should go with the S26 Plus or something a little bit smaller. But that was my 2 cents as far as where you're getting the most value. I believe both these devices are very, very capable devices, and Samsung did a pretty dang good job on both these devices this year. But let me know in the comment section down below which device you're going to pick up. What device do you like more? And if you're not going to pick up any other device, what phone are you currently rocking, or what phone are you currently hoping to rock? Anyways, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. This has been Safon from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.